Welcome to the video. I'm back with some more UFC from across the world. Daniel Cormier and Jon Jones. This is going to be the fight of the year. I guarantee it. Cormier and Jones fought before. These two are two ruthless fighters, two ruthless warriors. I consider them the best of the best in the light heavyweight division. Also, Gustafsson and Rumble Johnson. Jon Jones is 22-1. He's the number one light heavyweight. He has 4 fights of the night, 1 knockout of the night, 2 submissions of the night. He's nicknamed Bones. He's great at wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai. He's 28 years old. He's 6'4". His reach is 84. His leg reach is 45. His record speaks for itself. He can strike. He can take you down. He goes for the submission. He's a very talented fighter. Also, for Jon Jones, he is definitely a black belt in Gaido Jutsu, which is a great technique. Great technique. Part of Jackson MMA. Jon Jones is a guy whose statistics speaks for itself. He's very dangerous. He's attempted 1,836 strikes. He successfully landed 1,021, which gave him a 60% rating at landing strikes. Out of the strikes that he's landed, 617 were while standing, 199 in the clinch, and 205 on the ground. His total takedowns he's attempted is 69. He successfully made 36, which gives him a 55% rating at taking his opponent down, which is totally awesome. Absolutely awesome. The total percentage of strikes that he's avoided is 66 to 70% of strikes that has been attempted against him. He's avoided them, and that's awesome defense. And for takedowns, 95%. So now we know Jon Jones is extremely hard to take down. Daniel Cormier had a hard time taking Jones down. As a matter of fact, Jones took Cormier down. Jon Jones is a dangerous fighter. He's very versatile, and he approaches his opponent in a way that can confuse his opponent. Jon Jones is on an amazing winning streak. He hasn't lost in many years. He's defeated Daniel Cormier, Glover Teixeira, Alexander Gustafsson, Ovis St. Preux, Vitor Belfort, Rashad Evans, Lyoto Machida, Rampage Johnson, Ryan Bader. I mean, his record speaks for itself. He has the most astounding record in UFC history. He is the greatest of all time. He is the GOAT. Definitely the GOAT. He's facing an opponent that he knows very well, Daniel Cormier, nicknamed DC. And believe me, those nicknames are not self-given. They're given by the crowd. They're given by the people. These names are earned. He's an honorable man. He's 17-1. He's a light heavyweight champion of the world. 1 performance of the night, 2 fights of the night. He's great at wrestling. However, he can strike. 58% of his ability is striking, 37% is takedowns, and 15% is submission. He's from Louisiana, 37 years old, 5'11", 72 reach. He's a very smart guy. He has a degree in sociology. He attended Oklahoma State University, where he's well known. He's attempted 850 strikes. Out of 850 strikes, 422 he's landed, which gives him a 50% rating at landing strikes. He's attempted 30 takedowns, successfully made 11, which gives him a 37 to 40% successful rating at taking his opponent down. Jon Jones is in trouble. But total strikes that he's attempted is, out of all the strikes that he's attempted, 203 were while standing. So basically 48 to 50% of the strikes that he's landed was done while standing. So Cormier has a great stand-up game. The grapples that he's defended against, oh man, it's crazy. He's defended against 80% of grapples that were attempted against him. 62% of strikes that was attempted he avoided them. He avoided 62%. So 80% of takedowns, he's avoided. 62% of strikes attempted against him, he's avoided. The grappling types that he goes for is 5 submissions, 17 passes. He doesn't really sweep. Cormier is a guy who's very, very dangerous. His record speaks for itself. I really like Daniel Cormier. He's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's an Olympic wrestler, or Olympic freestyle wrestling. NCAA Division I wrestling team. You know, he was a wrestler in college. He's been active since 2009. And his wrestling record speaks for itself. His UFC record speaks for itself. We've seen in the first fight that Daniel Cormier, who was undefeated at the time, fought Jon Jones. And Jones was able to solve the puzzle that was called Daniel Cormier. And in this fight, a lot of guys looked at it and automatically felt like Jon Jones won because that was the first person to ever be able to compete at Cormier's level. Jon Jones himself is at another level, and so is Daniel Cormier. It's like First Hokage versus Uchiha Madara, Aizen versus Uchiko. Okay? This is what this is. Goku versus Vegeta. You understand? These two are the best in their division and the best in their time, and right now they are both in their prime. Some of the key things that Jon Jones needs to do to defeat Daniel Cormier. Jon Jones is the one with the blueprint. He created the blueprint to defeat Daniel Cormier. He is the architect of that. Jones has the skills, the ability, the wits, the talents to defeat Daniel Cormier. However, the Daniel Cormier that Jon Jones fought is absolutely a different gladiator today. So Jones can approach Daniel Cormier very similar. Be aware of his aggressive attacks, avoid the takedown, and land counter shots. Take control of the octagon, develop a jab, so that Cormier understands that he will be punished if he comes in. Be aware of all times, at every stance that Cormier puts himself in, and capitalize on Daniel Cormier's mistakes. Last but not least, outwork him like you did in the previous fight. Key things to victory for Daniel Cormier. Cormier has to be able to attack by drawing. He has to use one of the 5 arts of martial arts to defeat Jon Jones. Jones likes to counterattack, and when he counters attack, this is when he capitalizes against Daniel Cormier. I believe that Cormier will be the sharper fighter this time around. I believe that Cormier, due to the fact of him being more active than Jon Jones, and Jon Jones just coming off inactivity and defeating OSP, but in the OSP fight, we were able to see that there is not much of a change in Jon Jones. And Cormier will be able to pick through some of the flaws that Jon Jones has and capitalize on them. Cormier has a style where he can strike, he can grapple, he can wrestle, he can submit. He's quick, he's fast, he's well-rounded, he's strong. He's an opponent that no man wants to face. And I believe that this time around, Daniel Cormier will see everything that Jon Jones is doing. He will be able to counter his counters. He will be able to overwhelm him, smother Jon Jones. So Cormier, this time around, like I said, key things is to smother Jones. Don't give him a chance to think or to maneuver. Cut the cage off. When you have him, finish him. Attempt more submissions. I would attempt more submissions, and I would, right away go to the ground with Jones. Right away. I wouldn't have it a stand-up game at all with Jon Jones. This time around, I would use my strengths. I know that Daniel Cormier can strike, and when it's necessary to strike against Jon Jones, do so, and utilize the technique attack by drawing. Also, when you get him on the ground, know that's where you are stronger against him, and this is where you should capitalize against Jon Jones. In closing, I give my prediction. I predict that Daniel Cormier will defeat Jon Jones in maybe 4 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, because Jones will be very tired. 4th round, definitely. Not 3, but 4th, definitely. Submission, could be arm bar, knee bar. One of those I told you so type of moves. Maybe even a rear naked choke. Jon Jones is the same typical Jon Jones. He hasn't evolved at all. If you have the footage of Jon Jones and you were able to study him during the time that he was off, and since he's announced his return, you have enough footage with the OSP fight to defeat Jon Jones. He hasn't evolved, he hasn't transcended, he has not ascended into a better fighter. The fighters who have been fighting these past few years, who are sharper, who have evolved, and who have sharpened their edges, and were able to continually compete at a high level, are going to be the ones who will show you the difference between Jon Jones and them now. At one point in time, yes, Jon Jones was the man of the UFC. He was the future of the UFC. But his time off has disturbed his timing, his speed, and his accuracy that made him so uniquely different from all the other fighters in UFC. And it was very apparent, very absolutely visible in the OSP fight. No disrespect to Over St. Preux, he is a great competitor. However, someone so highly spoken of, such as Jon Jones, was not supposed to go 5 rounds with OSP. When Glover Texera absolutely owned OSP. However, styles make fights, and Over St. Preux was absolutely prepared to fight Jon Jones. But if that's the Jon Jones that's going to fight Daniel Cormier, Cormier is going to DC right through those bones. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, do you believe that Jon Jones will defeat Daniel Cormier? Or will Daniel Cormier defeat Jon Jones? Like I say, 4th round, rear naked choke, knee bar, arm bar, one of those I told you so type of submission moves. Could be a rear naked choke. But I see Cormier capitalizing on whatever Jones leaves open. And Jones is just not as sharp, as strong, as aware as he used to be. And I believe 100% that when it comes down to it, that Jones will fall into a trap that Cormier will set in that cage. And when that trap is set, there's no getting out of it. There's just no getting out of it. And I don't believe that Jon Jones has the intelligence, the ring IQ, to come out of any trap that Daniel Cormier has set for him. Until next time, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.